Top of the morning, everyone. Happy Fun Day Sunday. Today is October the 5th, as Bill sees it, reading from A Child of God and a Recovering Alcoholic Addict with that hot morning coffee. You know it. Hey, let's have a moment of silence for those still out there in pain and suffering, please. Thank you. Spiritually fit. Assuming we are spiritually fit, we can do all sorts of things alcoholics are not supposed to do. People have said we must not go where liquor is served. We must not have it in our homes. We must shun friends who drink, or we must shun friends who drink. I probably stunned a few stops when I stopped drinking. We must avoid moving pictures which show drinking scenes. We must not go into bars. Our friends must hide their bottles if we go to their houses. We mustn't think or be reminded about alcohol at all. Our experience shows that this is not necessarily so. We meet these conditions every day. An alcoholic who cannot meet them still has an alcoholic mind. There is something the matter with the spiritual status. His only chance for sobriety would be someplace like the Greenland ice cap. And even there, an Eskimo might turn up with a bottle of scotch and ruin everything. It's great reading. I can relate big time, because the first time I tried this program and the second time, I had to stop going around people that drank. I had to stop. I like playing golf. I stopped playing golf, because you always go to the 19th hole and drink afterwards. I stopped bowling. I drank. Everywhere I went, I had a beer in my hand, and I was always playing sports. I was in a pool league. I shot pool. So I quit doing everything. I basically was a hermit at home. I went to work, I went home, and I was going to meetings. Now, the first time I tried the program, it didn't work out because I stopped going to meetings and I didn't do what my sponsor had told me to. And most importantly, I didn't get God in my life. This time around, God basically grabbed me by the back of my neck and said, "Here you go. Follow this." and he phased everything out. He phased the alcohol out of me. He phased the marijuana out of me. Shout out to Captain and Sharon. And lastly, he phased out the pills. I guess the pills, the alcohol, the pills, and then the marijuana. But I'm spiritually fit. That's the most important thing. Without God, I couldn't do anything. Nothing. I wouldn't be sober. But having God, I feel like I can do anything, So the more sobriety I have, I was more confident. The pictures on the wall doesn't bother me. Going to play golf doesn't bother me. Going to bowl doesn't bother me. So I can belly up at a bar and eat a lunch. You know what I mean? Where normally I'd be taking shots and drinking beer. It doesn't bother me. So any drinking scene that it talks about in the book here, it doesn't bother me at all. Where at the beginning of sobriety, yes, it did. So I had to stay away. Unfortunately, some family members I had to stay away from, and it hurt, But so yeah, you have to be spiritually fit. I believe, just like this reading says. And then you may be able to do some of the things you used to do. But there's always that trigger. You never know when it's going to creep up. You know, I read something a year ago saying that anytime you go in a store and you go down the alcohol aisle, you got to think of it as poison. You know, you're driving down the road to the ABC store, poison. You know, so it's just a good reminder. You're in the convenience store, right there it is, or the alcohol, the wine sitting beside the cash register, poison. So that's just my way of thinking. I'm trying to do everything or live my life according to the rules of the 12 steps, and then according to God, of course. But for me, this alcoholic addict has to be spiritually fit in order to do that. I hope y'all have a safe and blessed Sunday fun day. I love y'all very much. Peace.